Hi everyone, on today's video we're going back to the 70s and we're looking back at a ITV sitcom, one that's certainly here in the UK regarded as a classic. It was a spin-off series from another comedy called Man About the House. In that series, the landlords were George and Mildred Roper, played by Eutha Joyce and Brian Murphy. While in their self-titled spin-off series, George and Mildred go and they move up and they go to the suburbs and they move into a posh new neighbourhood, which Mildred absolutely loves. She loves her new location in Peacock Crescent, Hampton Wick. Whereas George is very unimpressed by the whole thing, and he's just trying to ignore as much of his surroundings as possible. He'd much rather be down the pub, on the couch, bigger couch potato, and just trying to ignore as much of what's going on around him as possible. But he's got enough to contend with the neighbours and Mildred's rather posh and awful relatives. This series ran for 5 series in the mid-70s. It was produced by Tebs Television for the ITV network. 5 series included on this box set, so you get the complete collection. You do not get any extras, and the feature film is not included. To clarify that, you just get all 5 colour series. Absolutely brilliant classic British situation comedy. If I have to pick a favourite episode, it's probably the Christmas special, where George and Mildred are stuck at home. They've got no electricity to speak of at the time. The telly's broken anyway, hardly any food in the house. They're completely sick of each other's company as per usual, but even more so with it being Christmas. And then George discovers that Geoffrey Fourmile, his neighbour, Geoffrey and Anne, played by Norman Shelley and Sheila Fern, well, they discover that for Christmas they've bought their son Tristan, Nicholas Bondo in. He was a fantastic childhood actor, he really was. They bought him Pong, for those of you who are video game aficionados. Pong, which was basically one of the earliest video games, bat and ball basically, going back and forth, up and down the screen. To look at it now, you would think it was probably one of the most crude things ever, but at that time it was much sought after, and George goes round there, finds that they've got this computer game, and he becomes absolutely addicted to the point where he starts betting, and that's where the problem kicks in financially for him and Mildred. And then on top of all that, they have Mildred's relations and friends turn up for a Boxing Day soiree sort of get-together. So you can imagine how things go from there. As I say, all episodes are included. They're all funny. I think, obviously, as further as the series develops, the funnier it gets. And it's very strange with George and Mildred, you know. I have a memory, and I don't know where this memory is still stuck from, but I'm convinced as a youngster that I had an LP vinyl record that had a pantomime of Dick Whittington on it, and it included such famous celebrities of the day like the late radio disc jockey Ed Stewpot Stewart. And I'm sure you know that there was a clip of George and Mildred featuring on the record in like this dream sequence. I've never ever been able to track it down since. I've looked on various auction sites and everything else, but to no avail, and I haven't even got a vinyl player nowadays. But for some reason, that memory has stuck with me, and I'm pretty sure that vinyl LP got scratched, and the only section of it that would play was the dream sequence featuring the audio clip of George and Mildred. But yeah, that's never gone from my memory for some reason, strange as it is. Getting back to the box set though, it was released on the network label, and you'll notice when we have a look at the discs that they are exactly the same disc labels and design as the Bless This House set that we reviewed a long time ago here on the channel. So there's 6 discs, exactly the same labels to that show on that set, although of course that one does come with the Bless This House movie. As far as the George and Mildred movie goes, that got a separate release, and we will be covering that down the road, no doubt. But this is a much loved set. I like it very much. Like quite a few of the comedies from that era. There were a lot of classics around that time, and it pays to revisit them. It really does. There's not so much emphasis on whether you'll be worried about what people say within it. You can just turn around and laugh at the basic down-to-earth situations and the wonderful characters, which rings true for a lot of other characters that we've looked and will look at here on the channel. So that's the George and Mildred box set, the complete collection. Hope you enjoyed that quick review of that set, and if you did, please leave a like. If you remember the show, if you remember the series before it, Man About the House, and you would like a review of that, please get in touch, let me know on that one. Leave your comments, likes, as always, and please subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews about TV, movies, and all sorts of classic stuff from back in the day, our superhero series that we've got going on at the minute. And on Friday's video, we're going to be going back to Right or Wrong, something that I attempted to do when I started the channel, and that was review a series of Robin Williams films. And so far on the channel, even after all this time, the only Robin Williams review we've got is for Mrs. Doubtfire. Well, that is finally going to be righted, and on Friday I will be looking at the movie Bicentennial Man. So please feel free to join me for that. And all being well, guaranteeing that the scheduling software works correctly, that will be going up Friday 6 o'clock as usual. In the meantime, guys, take care everyone, and I'll see you then. Bye.